All right, and I'll talk for a minute about Max Caster. And, well, there are reports going around that Max has, for all intents and purposes, been put on ice. Right? His match from that was supposed to be on AEW Dark this week was scrubbed from the video entirely. Of course, this is after a week after the video aired of him doing his usual rap on his way to the ring. The one last week where he mentioned Simone Biles and Duke Lacrosse and suggested that a woman at ringside had some odor problems. Gonna leave it there. But anyway, all right. That went over like a lead balloon, and people got pissed off. And because it aired on YouTube, but still it aired, and it was a couple of days after it was recorded, so they had time to take it out, and they didn't. Then they aired it, and then they got in trouble. And then they scrubbed the video, and Tony Khan said, well, from now on, I'm going to make sure I do the final editing for AEW Dark. And, okay. And now reports are that Caster has been put on the shelf, so to speak. I don't know if that's like a unofficial suspension, or if they're just going to take him off, for the heat to die down, or what. I know, look, some people have been calling for him to get fired, which I'm not one of those people. Now, I have called him stupid a lot. Okay, yes, I've called him stupid several times in several different ways, and I do think he is. I'm not going to back down from that. Quite frankly, if you're going to do insult and humor, whether you're doing rapping or just talking or whatever, that requires a certain amount of cleverness that he does not have. And when you are not clever enough to do that, then you end up like him, just making a kind of crude, frat boy, dude bro kind of quote unquote jokes that, 5 people think are really funny, and then everybody else is just looking at you like, really? I mean, but that's who he is, and that's who he has been. They knew that, and they hired him with that in mind. And for a few months now, they've been letting him do his thing. Now, according to Tony Khan said had been going over his raps with him, before they went on air. Which, I mean, if that's the case, then you're basically trying to tell us that this one time you didn't do it. And that the one time you didn't do it happened to be the one time that everything went to shit. I have a hard time believing that. I have a hard time believing that you missed this one. I mean, you had several days for somebody to look at it. And some people did see it when it happened, when he actually did it. And nobody thought it was bad enough to take out. And that's the big problem. All right. Nobody thought it was bad enough to take out. So then it aired, and then, of course, the heat came down. And now it looks like they're throwing him under the bus. Whereas, you know what? He's doing what he's been doing. Right? I mean, whatever you think of him, whatever you think of his rapping ability or whatever, he's doing what he's been doing. He did what he's been doing. He's doing what got him hired. And now it's easy to look at and say that it was only a matter of time before he got himself in this kind of situation. Well, okay, yeah. But if it's not on live TV, if you have a chance to take it out in post-production, and you did not, and now you're, punishing him on the back end, I mean, you're the one who messed up. Okay. I mean, you hired him, knowing how he was. You've given him pretty wide berth to say stuff on TV and on shows that are recorded, before they air. And now you're basically you're putting it all on him for this one time, and you're claiming that you didn't even see it. And come on now, all right? I mean, now this is me just speculating, but I firmly believe that the important people saw it. Maybe thought it was funny. Maybe thought it wasn't a big deal. But they knew it was edgy. They knew it was provocative, and they figured, well, we'll run it. And they figured it wouldn't. They figured they'd get away with it because, I mean, what have they really gotten a whole lot of scrutiny for as of yet? Not much. So they probably figured, you know what? Nobody cares. Nobody's going to get mad about it, whatever. And then the opposite happens. A lot of people did get mad about it. And then they were scrambling, and the quickest and easiest thing to do is to shoot the messenger. So that's what they did. That's what they're doing. And it wouldn't surprise me if Max Caster ends up getting released over this. Which, I mean, look, he chose to come up with that kind of gimmick, and he clearly is not clever enough, like I said, to do that without getting into trouble. So that end of it is on him. He's got to reconsider how he's going to act going forward. But if he does end up getting released, then he was let down by his boss, because his boss knows how he gets down, and they had time to shield him from it. They had time to fix it for him, and they didn't. So be careful what you say out there. And this is just, management's not gonna save you, whether you work for a wrestling company or anybody else. They're not gonna save you. If push comes to shove, they'll throw you under the bus. So Max, let me admit, dude, I don't like you. Okay, I don't like your act. Okay, I think I don't. I think it stinks, to be perfectly honest. But I think you're being done a disservice here by your boss, and that's pretty much all there is to it. And until next time, talk to you guys later.